What are some of the most unexpected expenses that are going to pop up in retirement? I've got 5 of them that you can actually plan for. That and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. When you're planning for retirement, oftentimes people get fixated on how much they're saving and what age that can be done. What that means is they tend to overlook the second factor that determines your confidence, your ability to retire, and that is spending, your spending habits. When people do tune into that, they just look at their normal monthly budget and they tend to overlook some expected expenses. So they turn out to be unexpected, catching them off guard, and it can derail their plan, guys. I've seen it where this causes people to pay more taxes, to have a more frustrating experience in retirement, and lots of other trade-offs as well. What are some of these more uncommon expenses that pop up in retirement so that you can plan ahead for them? Well, I've got 5 of them for you, and they're going to build on complexity, or some of them, these first couple, yes, you should be planning for. The last couple are going to be harder to plan for, but you can still do so, and I'll tell you how. The first unexpected expense in retirement shouldn't be. This should not be unexpected. It should be very clear and very much expected, and that is what health insurance is going to cost in retirement. For most people, this is Medicare. If you're retiring early before Medicare, this could be either COBRA or the marketplace or the exchange, Affordable Care Act, whatever you want to call it. But many people step into retirement without clarity, without a clear picture and expectation of what health insurance is going to cost. This you can plan around. This shouldn't be unexpected. When you're working with your certified financial planner, building out that 5-factor retirement plan and really getting up, doing all the planning and getting up to the edge of what retirement's going to look like, factoring in health insurance cost has to be part of that. For us, we don't build a 5-factor retirement plan without projecting out what health insurance costs are going to be. We won't do one. Even for someone that just wants to start their retirement picture in their 30s, we're still going to factor in, here's what we think health insurance costs will be, and we're inflating that at a high level. Here's the deal. I can empathize why it can be unexpected or hard to plan for, because if you're not working with a CFP, or if your CFP isn't well versed in your health insurance options, they're going to overlook it. Medicare is one word. It means 2 very different things and has 2 very different cost structures. You're going to either go with traditional Medicare, Part A, B, D, and a supplement, or you're going to go with Medicare Advantage, which is Part A, you're paying for Part B, but you're actually getting Part C. The cost is going to be different, right? But the the coverage will be different as well. Your out-of-pocket experience will be different as well. And then if you're retiring before Medicare, then you'll be looking at COBRA or Affordable Care Act. And yeah, that's going to vary based on your income, based on your age, where you live, the type of plan. But you can project, you can plan for it. For Medicare, traditional Medicare or Part C, traditional Medicare is a higher monthly expense. There's lower out-of-pocket, but higher monthly expense. That's the number that we bake in for all of our clients. We don't tell them you're going to do traditional Medicare. We're going to bake that cost into your retirement projection so that we already have it on our radar. And as you get close and you work with our health insurance experts and they're collaborating with the CFP, then you'll decide, yep, I am going to go with traditional Medicare, or no, it's best to do Medicare Advantage, Part C. If that's the case, we have projected a little bit conservatively, a little bit more for your medical expenses, and that's okay, you've got something lower. Anytime we're working with someone that is going to retire before age 65, we're including a separate health insurance expense during those pre-Medicare years, a higher amount, an inflated amount, one that is based on our experience of what people are paying when they get on onto Affordable Care Act or healthcare.gov. So the primary and the number one unexpected retirement expense is, well, what's health insurance going to cost? You need to be working with the CFP. They can help make sure that this unexpected expense is very much on your radar and very much part of your retirement plan. Second unexpected expense during retirement, I could just say taxes in general, but I think the one that catches most people by surprise is tax on their Social Security. Tax on their Social Security. Social Security Administration, they almost pretend that it's not taxable. And originally it wasn't. But with a few different tax laws, even the most recent one was from still several decades ago, your Social Security could be taxed depending on your other sources of income. So you might have asked someone, hey, do you pay tax on Social Security? And they might say no. And they might be telling the truth, as if it's not taxable for anyone, when in fact it's just not taxable for them. Or you could ask someone, is Social Security taxable? And they say, oh yeah, you pay tax on your Social Security, when it won't be for you, but it is for them based on their circumstances. So you've got to be working with your CFP and plan this out. Your CFP should be educated. I feel like I'm probably teaching this to folks in their late 50s or early 60s, well before, several years before Social Security, so that they know what to expect, to move this from the unexpected to the expected, because we're planning for it anyway. But each year that you're on Social Security, there is a calculation that's done within your tax software, or that your CFP will do, that takes a look at all of your other income plus half of your Social Security. If that calculation, all of your other income plus half of your Social Security, if that is above $32,000 for a married couple filing jointly, then some of your Social Security is going to start landing on your tax return. As that calculation gets above $44,000, then most of your Social Security will be landing on your tax return. And by most, up to 85% of your Social Security. No, the tax isn't 85%. Just for every 10 grand, say 10 grand of Social Security income, 8,500 of it would be taxable to you on your tax return. Because of that confusion, many people are unaware of that Social Security is taxed or how exactly it is, and therefore this catches them by surprise. And guys, taxes, this could be several thousands of dollars of expense that weren't on their radar, plus several $1,000s of expense that could have been planned around, could have been avoided with proper proactive tax planning. Third, retirement expenses that are unexpected, catch people by surprise. I'm going to lump them into the one-time expense category, okay? One-time expense category. These could be things like buying a new car or buying a new house. I've done some content on that, because right now, especially in retirement, if you're moving, you're going to buy your new house before you sell your old one, especially in this market. So where's your down payment going to come from? And if you're staying in the house, then you want to make some upgrades and some renovation. So where does that lump sum payment come from? What about helping family members? That lump sum expense. What about a spouse or family member passing away? That lump sum expense. So one-time expenses often catch people by surprise in retirement. And you might say, well, of course, they're one time. No, having a 3 bank account system helps you move this from unexpected to planned for, okay? That 3 bank account system is the same one that you should be working throughout your career, but it should be implemented into retirement as well. Bucket number 1 is your checking account. You've got income coming in, Social Security, withdrawals from your investments, and so on, and you have visibility that it covers all of your normal monthly expenses. But then bucket number 2 is all of your non-monthly expenses. You know it's going to happen. You know there's going to be car repairs. You know there's going to be a home renovation, or you want to buy new furniture. You know there's going to be vacations. But this bucket number 2 is where you're saving up in advance, so that when those expenses come up, it doesn't catch you by surprise. It doesn't mean, oh, I need an extra 10 grand out of my retirement account, and yeah, that's going to push us into a higher tax bracket this year, but we've got these expenses, they're going to come up. No, bucket number 2 is where you've saved up in advance for those. And then bucket number 3 is your cash reserve, or your emergency. Those expenses that truly are unexpected, they're a surprise. Oh, we weren't planning on a home renovation, but we've got to replace the roof, something like that. You've got an emergency fund there for that. That's how you plan for this and prepare for it during your working career. You've got to take the same approach in retirement as well. All right, 4th unexpected retirement expense, and it's getting more complicated now, and that is an income-related monthly adjustment amount. That's right, the surcharge to Medicare. That's number 1. And hopefully the first item of what will health insurance cost in retirement, Hopefully you heard me and you're going to be able to plan for that. You should be able to. But you might not have it on your radar screen that you're going to have to pay more for Medicare because your income's too high, or you drew too much out of your investments one year, or you had a big capital gain, or you had a big taxable event, and so all of a sudden for 1 year or for a pocket of years, you're going to have to pay double or triple the Medicare rate. Number one, this is very frustrating. Number two, for many people, it's completely avoidable if you do proper planning. So this fourth category of unexpected expense, an income-related monthly adjustment amount, a surcharge to what you're paying for Medicare Part B and Part D, plan ahead and you can avoid this unexpected expense. Not just expect it, but actually avoid it. And then the fifth unexpected expense that happens in retirement, that can happen in retirement, is expenses for long-term care needs. Expenses for long-term care needs. Health insurance doesn't cover this. If you are hospitalized first and then need rehabilitative care, that sort of thing, maybe Medicare or your Medicare supplement will cover a certain number of days, but a prolonged stay in skilled nursing or long-term care facility or needing home health care, health insurance doesn't cover that. And so therefore, this can be a very unexpected expense. It can be a very costly expense as well, ranging from 5 to 10 grand, even more than that per year if you're in per month if you're in a nursing home. So how do you plan for this unexpected expense? One, you could transfer this risk by buying long-term care insurance or a hybrid type of insurance policy. Depending on your financial situation, you'll want to work with your CFP to see how you can manage this risk. Or you can manage it through looking at your expenses and seeing, well, if I do need care, I'm going to need to offset expenses and we'll need to withdraw extra dollars for that. So this is this fifth area of unexpected expense in retirement, also something you can plan ahead for, manage the risk by working with your certified financial planner. The point, guys, with planning is preparing in advance so that you have as few unexpected expenses that would come up as possible. So work with your CFP on that, building out that 5-factor retirement plan, and you're going to be able to avoid that, as well as doing proper tax planning. You'll be able to avoid or manage many of these unexpected retirement expenses that catch many people off guard. Work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.